Well, welcome to Backbreaking News episode 38. Today we'll be talking about some of the best wrestling matches. I talked about the worst, I talked about the best moments. Now it's time for the best wrestling matches of all time, in my opinion, the ones I've watched. Definitely on number one, The Miz versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam. Now, this was good. They went back and forth for a little bit. Logan Paul hit a frog splash through a table. He ended up winning with the Skull Scratcher finale, which made it 10 times better because it's like pinning your opponent with his own finisher. That's really cool. We need to see that more often. I personally think that was a great match. And it was and it should have gotten more time, but the next one we're going to, but I digress. The next one we're going to be talking about is Cesaro versus Roman Reigns at Backlash 2021. Now, this match was good because I didn't think Cesaro had it in him. This proved that he was a main event talent, plus more. He should have been the one who dethroned Roman Reigns, but he left for AEW and ended up in their sister company, Ring of Honor, and not their sister company, in their like developmental territory almost, Ring of Honor, which was a shame, in my opinion. The next match I would like to give the credit to: the Street Profits versus the Usos, Money in the Bank 2022, and SummerSlam 2022, with Jeff Jarrett as special guest referee for SummerSlam. Now, both of these matches were fantastic. They went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If they did any more, if they did any more, I don't think I wouldn't expect any more, and I wouldn't expect any less. Next one, Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho, Extreme Rules 2016 in an Asylum match. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. As I said, back and forth, thumbtacks. People do not like this. As a matter of fact, it was in a video as one of the worst Extreme Rules matches. But it's good. It granted, because it had thumbtacks, it was a good competitive match. And I honestly enjoyed it thoroughly. Next one is Edge versus AJ Styles. The first time, the second time, and the second time. Both of those matches were good. They were really good. It went back and forth, and they gave them a long time to work with. So it was like a very good match, and it went on for like a very long time. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next, the Judgment Day, Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. This was a good match. You don't usually get to see these in, I forgot which pay-per-view by now, but it was a back and forth match, and it was really good, in my opinion. Next one, I feel like this one is, honestly, people might, haven't been, I don't think it's, for what it was very good. Daniel Bryan and The Fiend in the strap match. From what I can remember of it, it was back and forth a lot. Daniel Bryan was so close to winning, but he eventually lost, and which was sad. Then Daniel Bryan versus what's his face? I know. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. When they were tag teaming for a bit, When they faced each other off, I forgot which pay-per-views in the main card. I was like, this match ain't gonna be good, but it was great. It was great. It was definitely back and forth, and both of them knew how to work well with each other. And I thought that's what made it good. They knew how to work the crowd to be happy. And then another recent one, uh, in my opinion, trying to think of it. Now this one is just, in my opinion, I think, but it was pretty good, in my opinion. It was really good. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch at SummerSlam and at WrestleMania. Once again, that match was good, really good. And I definitely think it's definitely top tier, and if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Next is another really good match. Not Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Last Man Standing SummerSlam 2022. Now these men absolutely destroyed it. They killed each other, and if they could have murdered each other, they would. Too bad they didn't. It cut like one match short, so that match could be longer. Because if it was longer, it would be even more funny and interesting and brutal. The only thing I didn't like about it is like Usos interfere, last man standing match. And it's like the same formula with Roman Reigns. When it's an opponent that beat him time and time again, or if it was just like a short match, if he had any matches where he loses them, it's the same formula. Family comes in, helps him, beats him, he wins. It's not like the same formula. Roman Reigns gets beat, he wins fair without the Usos most of the time. But I remember, Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin Royal Rumble. Now, people didn't like it, but I thought it was good for what it was. Another match that doesn't get talked about that much that I really did enjoy: Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. That was good regardless of what happened. It was really good, and it really proved that Cesaro could be this main eventer, could be the top guy, could be the next great given the chance to. And then there was like Johns, and then there was, I forget what the other match was. Gunther versus Sheamus, Clash at the Castle. Great. It definitely was one of the best matches of the year. And don't forget about the Kevin Owens Roman Reigns feud. All of those matches were good. All of them were great. So that's all I'm gonna say. All the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens feud matches were great. And then there was Seth Rollins versus Riddle at Clash at the Castle. That match was good. It got a lot more time than I thought it would, but it was good. Big E versus Roman Reigns, Survivor Series 2021. This match was good. Regardless what you say, it was pretty good. Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, Clash at the Castle. Good. Too much interference. Too much of the boring stuff instead of just like staring at each other instead of actual wrestling. But it was still good nonetheless near the end and the few moments in between. That's all I could really think of.